Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our December Lebanon Redevelopment Commission meeting. We'll go ahead and call ourselves to order, and we will begin as we do each meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you guys very much. And no, all are present with the exception of Dr. Taylor. He was unable to join us this evening. And we'll move ourselves on to the approval of the minutes. And these minutes are from 11/10 is the official date. If there's no questions or comments there, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the November 10th minutes.
We have a motion to approve, and we have a second as well. All those in favor, please signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That motion does carry. We have no old business before us, so we'll move ahead to our new business. We do have one item on the agenda this evening, and that is a facade grant request for 115 West Main Street. And Mr. Derek Warren has some information for us on that.
Good evening. So let's see here. We will start with, like we do many times in these projects, with pictures that, make you think where you were in the 1980s. So this building is 115 West Main Street. It has certainly been through a couple different storefronts. As you can see here in the picture, it is a music shop there on your right hand side as Dick is driving past in his 1984 Econoline full-size van. So bring back some memories there. I certainly do not remember Soups On.
I don't either. That's what I just said. I'm like, I know where there's a store next to it, but was like, what's
Soups On? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that one. I'd take a soup restaurant,
been here. I'm not sure.
Little soup Nazi action going on here in
Yeah,
downtown Lebanon.
I thought there was a woman's clothing store there at one time in that corner.
Well-
There was, so.
Remember?
Leonard's?
You got the right
I
town?
remember.
I think so. Yeah, so we have Sweets Unlimited where Soups On was once upon a time as well. Leonard's, I think, is starting to get to some familiar names, but it's always fun to go back and look at some of these pictures. So there's something that might ring a bell. 1982 land title in that building. So that is what we're talking about here. The land title building in this picture. Brunt, that's an awesome sign at Brunt's, by the way. So maybe we can get some of that coming back. So tonight, what's in front of you is 115 West Main Street. And the best way to describe this project is kind of an overall refresh, preservation of the building. To bring it back to something like what you see in this picture here, not something like you see in this picture, what you see in this picture here. So it is a combination of filling in some old openings that were cut in that are not historic, putting new windows back in historic openings that were there, a repaint of the building, new storefront to accommodate a door into the first floor commercial space, and then also a new door that will lead to a stairwell at the street level that goes upstairs to the 3 apartments that are being built on the second floor. New windows throughout, new storefront window, new awning material. And in the rear of the property, there is some new entrance configuration going on there as well to make it safe for everyone. The door that currently exits right into the alley on the south side of the building will be brought into the building with kind of an offset, so you're walking into a space that is open before you go into the alley. So avoiding opening that door right into the alley traffic. So that will help with some safety. So tonight, obviously, what we're here to talk about is a grant application. Several components that qualify. In fact, there are 6 different components, and I will run through those real quick in the staff report. Happy to answer any questions that you have about any of the numbers. The applicant is also here, Rob Crawford, to answer any questions that you might have for him about the building. So there were two estimates provided for this project. One is from a general contractor who is kind of a write one check. He takes care of all the subs that he hires and the full-time employees that he also has in place to do some of the project. And the other set of estimates was basically the owner going out and receiving a separate bid for each of the 6 components that do qualify. So 2 separate bids, 2 separate approaches, very similar bids. When this happens, it gives me some pretty high confidence that the numbers are right. You know, sometimes you get into a real high bid and a real low bid and you kind of scratch your head a little bit. But when they're consistent numbers, it gives me some confidence that we're talking about a good apples to apples comparison here. So I will start going through these numbers. Again, if you have any questions, please ask. So the first component is window and door framing. So this is to prepare all the openings for the new windows, the new glazing, the new doors, everything that goes along with that. The low bid was from C4C Construction, who is the general contractor bid at $76,300. The one-off, the high bid was from ALC Home Services for $77,356. Second on the list is the actual glazing, the windows and the doors, the installation of those into the openings that are prepared by the above estimate I just provided. The windows and doors low bid is $60,550. The high bid, that was from Whitaker Glass and Mirror. The high bid is from C4C Construction at $69,350. Next on the list is Windhorse Construction LLC for the exterior painting of the building. These numbers are right on the same with each other, $14,500 from Windhorse and $14,500 from C4C Construction. Next on the list is masonry repairs, so tuck pointing and any other prep that it takes to get the building ready for painting. The low bid for masonry repairs is C4C Construction at $20,250. And the high bid is from Ralph Woods Masonry LLC at $20,714. Next on the list is the exterior illumination that qualifies for the grant. The low bid is from C4C Construction for $1,700, and the high bid is from A Plus Electric at $1,702. The last component for the awning reconstruction, low bid is from C4C Construction at $3,500, and the high bid is from Bull Tech Roofing at $3,630. So with that, the low estimate totals $176,800, and the high bid totals $187,252.94. So taking the low bid and plugging it into the categories listed in the resolution adopted by this body, the resolution 2023-03, puts this into the category 6, which is estimated cost of improvements of $150,000 to $200,000, which means the owner's share of this application is $95,000 and a maximum grant is $105,000. With that, staff recommendation is the RDC awards $81,800 to this project, with the owner's responsible share of $95,000 as listed in the resolution.
Great. Thank you, Derek. Any questions for Derek? Anything?
Oh, I got a question. Derek, how much, I'm sure we've given money to this project before, not this project, this building before, correct?
We have not.
We have not?
This is a new building, yes.
Okay. I thought in past renovations we had.
There are starting to be fewer and fewer of the buildings out there that we have not, but this is one that has not received any grant money for. In fact, this building was owned by Richard Hornay, and it was bought, probably at the beginning of our historic district formation. And to be honest with you, it was kind of one of those last buildings that you kind of scratch your head at why it sold for so cheap, but it did back in those days. I'm sure the number is not the same now, but things have definitely progressed. But no, back to your question, this has not been in front of us before.
Awesome.
What was the number again?
For
Recommendation?
the
For the total grant recommendation.
total grant recommendation, RDC award 81,800, owner share of 95,000 for the total of 176,800.
Rob, do you wish to say anything as the applicant, or it's not required, I promise?
Thank you for having me this evening. My name is Rob Crawford, owner of 115 West Main Street. I've also owned property at 113 and 1111 West Main Street, known as the Chop House. So I've had some experience with working with not only this group here, but also the Historical Preservation Society. And I appreciate what you guys do to help us navigate through these hurdles that we've got to do to bring these buildings back to life. So thank you, Derek, for presenting this. I can answer any questions you may have. I did bring a couple samples of paint. If you looked at the historical photo from it would have probably been the late 80s, early 90s when it was Boone County title. Essentially what we want to do is invert those colors to a degree to really brighten it up and bring some good, bright, fresh, lively colors to Main Street and that area of the square. That's the intent there.
Love it. Any questions for Rob? Good deal. Well, thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And so with that, then I would entertain any motions.
I'll make a motion, we award a RDC facade grant of $81,800 to the 115 West Main Street.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That does carry. Congratulations. I'm excited, extra excited. This is a building we haven't touched before with facade money. So it's fantastic that we're getting all this work done downtown. And with that, I don't see any other new business to come before us. So I believe we would be on to our claims.
Corey, I've got a question before we get to claims.
Yeah, absolutely.
Derek, can you come up a minute? Is there any, any plans for the structure there, Rocket Liquors up there on the top? What, are they got any plans to fix that? And
Yes, it is not progressing as quickly as I think a lot would like to see it progress. There are some things going on there, but there are approved plans from the Historic Preservation Commission, so we're past that point. I think it's some financing issues going on in the background right now, trying to figure out how to, put all that together. And once they get past that, we will be coming to this body with a grant application as well. So it is moving, just not at light speed.
any other projects that you see downtown that might be, well, let's say happening or in need?
Yeah, you have the Heflin building that's still out there. That's a really heavy lift. In fact, that building is really why we changed some of the language in the last resolution to give the potential for some extra money to a building like that, because there are so many windows and so many facades that are exposed that would qualify. There is some conversation that has happened with those buildings, just nothing that's been concrete yet, that's worked out for the buyer and the seller. So you still have a handful of buildings that we would like to see, come through with an application. So, the program has been extremely successful, and I hope you all have seen that. I think the community sees it. I think what you see happening with the occupants of the building show that good things have happened, in large part because of the grant opportunities that we have available. Our dollars that we give to these buildings are not unheard of, but they're on the higher end of the scale, and that makes a big difference. I've said from day one, I don't think that we ever get away from having to have a hand in helping with these buildings. They're really expensive to work on. They always take twice as long as everyone expects them to take, and it's going to be ongoing. Right now they're 140 years old, but in 50 years, they'll be 190 years old. So continued maintenance will always have to happen. I do believe it's a good idea to keep this program in place. I think once we get past the current resolution, with the amount of buildings that remain for a real heavy lift, we can maybe talk about scaling in a different direction. But I would encourage some sort of program to be available for these buildings, not only to not throw away any investments the city's already made, but to make sure that they're here for future generations. And I think we have started that process.
Just curious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Derek, for context and information. Any other items from the commissioners? With that, we do have our claims still to address, so I would entertain a motion on the claims. Motion to pay the claims. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify with an aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That does carry. And then on to our final motion of the evening, I would entertain around adjournment.
Adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. All those in favor, please signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you very much for joining us.